What's up? Welcome to the RedIn30 podcast where we make you red in 30. Literally, we got 30 minutes to do this. I am your man, DM. I'm here with the homie, EJ.
You know you're...
Hey, it's like them, we got initials, DM and EJ. It's crazy, bro. But we're here. This is RedIn30, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you, all using red words. RedIn30 is a 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which is particularly Jesus' words, the red words. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about who you and I are, but we believe that the red words tell us who we are in the story. So that's what we're here for. Y'all check out RedIn30.com and all that, getting a 30-day reading.
Yeah.
Make sure you jump in so you can get in that red rhythm, and so you can get the rhythm of how Jesus is talking. That's what people don't catch. They miss the rhythm of him, so they think he's talking religion, or they think he's talking whatever else. Mm-hmm. He's talking personality. It's crazy because in the last episode we were talking about how people don't really get it because they don't understand how it's coming across. They don't understand that Jesus is telling them everything that they ever wanted, everything they wanted to be. Yep. I've said this so many different times, but it's the truth, man. And that last one, bro, about him beholding, talking about the rich young ruler. I mean, and you said something. You were telling me something. We was off camera. You kind of got me sparked up.
Oh man, beheld. So he beheld this guy. Jesus beheld this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And we know it's told from another perspective.
Right.
So a disciple was watching. Jesus beheld this.
He's watching. So it's the difference between watching and beholding.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So I seen it in my mind because I'm like, beheld. I don't know. The word just, it sticks out. So,
right.
So Jesus beheld this guy. So Jesus looked like he looked at this guy, but he looked past him.
Yeah, past him.
He looked straight past him into
past the exterior.
Right. And seen what he actually needed.
You say you looked up beheld, huh?
Beheld was I got it right here.
Yeah.
It was a couple different meanings, but to see, observe.
To observe.
Especially a remarkable or impressive one.
Oh, okay. So you telling me, so say it again, remarkable what?
Especially a remarkable or impressive one.
So you're saying beholding is really seeing the remarkable part or the impressive part.
He looked past that into this man person.
So he looks past what, okay, you ready for this? He looks past what it looks like to be remarkable and impressive on the outside. Mm. And he sees what's really remarkable and impressive about him on the inside.
Right.
He looks past, because he looks past all this stuff. That's why he said, the next thing he said, beheld him, he loved him, he said, go sell what you have. He looks past the exterior, you ready for this? Things that we do to try to look the part.
Yep.
What people don't know, EJ, and this is so wonderful for me, what people don't know, and what sometimes I don't recognize, and you as well, is that, everybody talking about they want to get in the presence of God, or they want to be enlightened, and all this different stuff, but they don't understand, all God going to do is see through them.
Yeah.
He's going to see through them, and he's going to point out all the things that you do that you think are impressive, and he's going to tell you, sell that.
Yep.
You get it? All the things like all the things that we try to define ourselves by, or try to give ourselves value with, or try to identify ourselves, or try to make ourselves valuable, like all these things, he's going to say, sell that. Sell that and give it to the poor. You take up your cross and come follow me. Yep. Well, you take up a cross, what it's time to do.
Yep.
Time to go die.
Yep.
And I don't think that understanding is enough. And I think sometimes too, I know sometimes that process is a bit too much because it's going to demand more than you're willing to give.
Right.
He's going to see through. Now, EJ, that's the impressive part. That's the impressive part. The impressive part, the remarkable part of you is the part on the inside that is God in you. It's almost like it is translated outwardly through your personality. You get it? But we never get a chance to do that because we think our personality is just who we are. Can you imagine? Like I see so many people with our talents, whether it's,
Yeah.
singing. Some people are speaking. Some people are great communicators. Some people are great friends. Some people are beautiful on the outside. Some people are all these different things. Some people have knacks for clothing and different things. They just have knacks for different things, but they think that they make that their personality. And God, as gracious as He is, still works through us, because they said the gifting of God is without repentance. It means He's not going to change His mind about what He gave you as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But can you imagine if you connected that gift to the giver?
Come on, man.
Now you want to talk resources? That's resource.
Right.
God is the source. We are His resource. you get what I'm saying? So now what you're doing, you're trying to go out and get resources when you are the resource.
Right.
Catch what I'm saying. This is what Jesus was trying to tell us. He said, when you see me, you see the Father. I know where I come from. I know who sent me. The one who sent me is with me. He said, I do nothing. I don't seek not my own, but the Father do the work in me. He's trying to say that I'm the resource. That's why you remember we talk about this all the time. Remember he said, go cast a hook, catch the fish,
right,
and go pay for the taxes. That's why Jesus didn't care He didn't care anything. He didn't care about amounts. Watch me. He didn't care about amounts at all, EJ, because whether it was they got the time to feed the 5,000, and the first question he asked dude Philip, I think it was, he said, well, 200 pennyworth is not enough, right? Jesus didn't care about how much it was or what it was going to cost. He didn't. The first thing we think about, EJ, is when we need something is we need to make more what?
More
money.
More money. Yeah.
We need. If I had more resources, I can build this company. If I had more resources, I can build this business. If I had more resources, I can build this church. If I had more resources, I can build this community center. If I had more resources, I can do this and that. More resources. You don't even realize that you are the resource. You're the source again.
Come on.
But see the trick? See the trick the system has done?
Right.
Jesus answering all these things, EJ. The first thing we'd have done at that wedding is said, come on, somebody got to rush to the market and get some more wine. Here, let's put some money together. Here, take my card. Take my card. And then the cards there. Take my card and go run to the store and get some more wine. Right? Nobody, only a person, catch me. And Jesus, man, I just, the personality, I feel this personality in me a lot. And I get this understanding and I get clear on it, because you have to be out your mind. You have to be out your mind and off the system to the common thing. But Philip did it. Philip did it when he was trying to feed them people. First thing he said was, man, 200 pennyworth. He went straight to the money, which is the first thing that we all do, go straight to the money.
Yep.
And he was like, so even with the wine, they run out of wine. The initial thing to do is to get some money and try to make it to the market to get some more wine back. Now, I don't know how that works. Ain't nobody jumping in the whip. Jump on the donkey. You know what I'm saying? Jump on the whip. You know what I'm saying?
55 miles.
Where the market was. The market might have been closed. The market dude might have been at the wedding. Right, he might have gave all his wine. It might not have been no more wine to go buy. We don't know.
Right.
But it takes a particular type of mindset to be able to say some stuff like, go get them water pots. No, we just skirt over this stuff, EJ. We skirt over. We just miraculous. No, hold on. Let's make it personal. That's gonna be our thing for RedIn30. We gotta keep it personal.
Yep.
Gotta make it personal.
Yep.
It takes a certain type of mindset to be in that quote unquote predicament and to say some stuff like, to look around first of all, because the first thing we're gonna do, EJ, is go to the pockets.
Yep.
We need to get some more money so that we can. It takes a particular type of mindset to say, you know what? Go get them water pots, and not just any water pots, EJ.
The heaviest, biggest ones.
The heaviest, biggest ones, and the ones they use for the holy water, like the holy wash. The priests used to wash their hands. I want you to go get them pots, right? And go get them water pots. Heavy pots, furlong. They got also all of them like 6 or something gallons.
And it's the middle. It's the middle of the party.
It's the party.
Of drunk drive.
Yeah, they did. You mean they done ran out of wine? You know what that means?
Yeah, right.
They tipsy in that thing. All right.
What?
And he says, go down, fill them up with water, and come back and serve it. Now I know the conversation of the ones with the water pots probably was hilarious. We need to do that one day. That conversation probably was hilarious. Walking down to that water.
Dog.
I could just imagine the different conversation. If it's a group of dudes, I know if it's a group of the homies. If it was me, you, Swag, a few of us walking down there, I already know how our conversation's gonna be. I mean, we're enlightening RedIn30 now, but like, I can imagine like,
hey, the first 3 minutes is quiet, and somebody gonna be like, somebody gonna say it.
ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna say this crazy that we walking down here to get water in these holy water pots. Ain't nobody about to say nothing. Ain't nobody about to say it's crazy that these priests gonna get on our head for taking these pots out of here and gonna fill it up, talking about going to get some wine. Which ain't nobody gonna say, hey, we up talking, man, what y'all think gonna happen when we get back?
Right.
This is about to be, look, this is about to be a failure for him. I heard, look, they gonna be talking, they was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, this gonna be bad for his public perception. His public image, man, his PR gonna be down the drain. Like I heard he was doing some stuff in the hood, and I heard he was that one, but this ain't it right here. He about to flop right here. Get water.
Crazy.
Yeah, they said Buddy crazy. They said Buddy crazy. He throwed off. But you gotta be throwed. You gotta be throwed off.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it like I said it. You gotta believe that you're the resource.
Yeah.
That is another. You know, this is somebody's resourceful. That's another level of resourceful. You full of the resource. Like
top tier.
you top tier resourceful. You gotta believe you the resource. You gotta believe you the one, and you the resource to have the nerve to tell somebody go fill a water pot.
Go fill it with water.
You better go do the work and go fill them with water and then bring it back and serve it. Don't bring it to me and let me lay hands on it.
Just serve it.
Just go serve it. So
the first dude stuck the cup.
The first boy that poured in water, he probably was like,
"Hey yo,
man, hey yo, listen, my bad. I'm just doing what the dude told me to do." And then I bet when they drunk it and the wine came out, they was like, "Yeah, we did that. yeah, we did that. We went and got that water." EJ, in order to do some of the things that Jesus has done, and now we're gonna take it personal now, because we're not talking stories about what Jesus did, so we can be like, "Woo, look at Jesus," because Jesus doesn't just say, "Woo, look at Jesus." Jesus say, "Look at you,
right?
You and me, and I'm in you. We both in the Father."
Right.
He say, "In that day, you can go to the Father for yourself." He's trying to tell us this, right? This is what the one that we say is so great, and the one that we decide to throw accolades on. This is the accolades that he throws back on us.
Yep.
You get it?
Yep.
He says, you gotta believe you're the resource to say some stuff like, how we gonna feed all these people? And the first thing he go to is money. 200 pennyworth is not enough. Right? Then the second one says, there's a small lad here with 5 little 2 fishes. But what are they among so many? He doubtful too. You gotta believe. You gotta think differently about yourself. You gotta believe
For real.
you're the resource to say, well, bring them here. Now, you ain't got nothing. We story time, all right? You ready for this? You catch the principle, personal. Catch the personality out of it. You got 5 loaves and 2 fish. And thousands of people out here that done followed you out into the desert to hear what you got to say. They done already listened to the message. Now it's lunchtime. You know, we went to church at 9 in the morning, now it's lunch, and it's like, all the stores closed. Or, you know, they used to have the revivals at night, and they have them so late, and now it's past 10, and all the restaurants closed.
Right,
hey, yo, you got to feed us, right? So this man take these 5 loaves, 2 fish. Thousands of people looking. The disciples already know he kind of crazy because they've been around him, but they know that he's trying to feed these people because he's asked already. He's already been asking around, how we going to feed all these people? So they know this is what he's doing. And what he does is bring the 5 loaves, 2 fish to me. And what he does is he takes it and he lifts it up. He takes it and he lifts it up. And then he just give thanks for it. Didn't pray or nothing. That boy ain't said grace or nothing. He ain't said, Father, bless this food, sanctify, said, nourish our body. You know, we be saying it. Bless this food, bless food, so we be good for our fit for our consumption. He ain't said none of that. He just took it up, lifted up, and thank you. And then started breaking it. Now, I don't know how you break fish.
No clue.
Don't know. I know you break bread, but you know you say break bread, right? But he started tearing it apart. And then I don't know, like I wonder, this is great for the imagination. I wonder who the first disciple was to catch the first plate. He passed out plates, right? I want to know who the first one to catch the first plate and what he thought was about to happen. I bet he had no idea in his mind what was about to happen. He got the first plate, so you still looking at probably about 5 loaves, 2 fish right there,
right.
and it's like, man, this dude shrimp. We about to be passing our plates. This ain't gonna reach that first family.
After like the first 3 people, he got a full plate of
Yeah,
bread
this ain't
and fish.
Yeah, this ain't the
He
first.
like, yo.
Yeah, the first family ain't gonna be the first family in the line right there, and the whole group of people ain't gonna eat with just these little 5 loaves, 2 fish. And then what we gonna eat? I know the disciples. Them just gonna think about, man, what we gonna eat? Because they was the ones talking about send them away.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? That's what the beginning. They should send them away so they can go get food. They can go get victuals. That's what they call them. Go get some meals, get some meal plans, right? You say, no, we're gonna feed them. So they was already like, oh God, no, we got to share what we got. 5 loaves, 2 fish. And you got to know you're the resource to sit down and to keep just,
breaking and giving.
And it don't run out, EJ. And it feeds everybody.
Yeah, everybody. And then they had leftovers.
And had leftovers. What in the world? You got to know you're the resource.
Yeah.
Not only do you have to know you're the resource that you can feed on them people, the fact that it was just you breaking the bread and the fish to feed all those thousands. How many plates you got to make? How many plates you got to make? 5,000 men. They wasn't talking about women and children. So you're talking about 5, maybe 10, maybe 15,000 people. How many plates, EJ? EJ, you got to make 10,000 plates.
And this is full fish
EJ, you got to make 10,000 plates.
with bread.
They got fish with a roll on the side. Boy, you got to know you're the resource.
Fish seasoned to perfection.
Dude, you have to believe, and I'm talking to y'all, and I'm talking to myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to us, EJ, because if God is the source, then we are the resource.
Mm-hmm.
We come from the source. All Jesus is trying to show us is that we are the resource. You got to believe you're the resource. For a man to come near you blind and you spit in the dirt and put it in his eyes and tell him go wash. And I know, bro.
Yep.
I know, little side story, I know they probably talked about that man so bad. I know they probably was like, man, Jesus did that man wrong, bro. Put that dirt, spit in that man's eyes. He's already blind. Po BJ, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name was. Timothy, or whatever the boy name is, right? Po him. Look at Jesus, man. And they probably went all around the city. Man, y'all saw Jesus spitting that dirt and they put that spittle in that man's eye and told him go walk. How you gonna walk and go wash? He can't see where he going. Right? And they talking that noise. You already know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear them now because they do it with me. They talk that noise, right? Look what he doing. Look what he talk that noise, right? And they spread it around. But then old boy come back seeing. And nobody don't get no props then. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? Yep. But it's like, you got to believe you're the resource in order to have the nerve to say, you know how long you been down here? And somebody tell you I've been down for 30-something years. Mm-hmm. And he said, you believe I can do it? And they say, take up your bed and walk. You've got to believe that there's something in you or in the vibration of what you're saying that's reaching the person's ears or something that you are doing at that moment that changes who they are in that moment. You got to believe you're a resource in order to be that resourceful.
Yep.
And I can go on and on, EJ. Go catch a hook, catch a fish. We talk about that as a catch a hook, catch a fish, go pay our taxes. But you got to believe. And so watch this. There's tons of things. We're talking about the rich and ruler, right? There's tons of things that we try to identify ourselves as, and we try to reach these levels of status in this system,
mm-hmm.
right? And I said this on another podcast, to fall off as the system is to grow up to God,
right?
And that our goals are too small. We've gotta understand that we're the resource, right?
Yep.
Because when we understand that we're the resource, we realize that it is above the financial system.
Yep. Yep.
It is above whatever this system says it takes to get it done. But what the system wants you to do is it wants you to find yourself in it, and so it narrows your possibilities. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna give you. Can I give you scripture? It says, you're gonna be able to finish it. With men, it is impossible, right? But what does it say after that? But not with God. For with God, all things are possible.
Yep.
What he's trying to say with men, it's the same conversation he told Peter, get behind me, Satan, for thou savest the things that not the thing to be of God, but y'all savor the things that be of men.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to say, get behind me. Satan is full of possibilities, full of impossibilities. He stifles your possibility. You get it? Satan is full of impossibility. He's deceiving you of your possibilities.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
This is Satan. Satan is in the Old Testament they call it the Satan, or the evil thought, like the thought that's outside of God, right? That's what Satan really is, right? It wants you. He wants you. It wants you to be limited by the systems that are around you.
Exactly.
So you never understand your unlimitedness in God as you.
Yep.
Your resource.
Yep.
He doesn't want you to know your resource. So as long as, watch this, you ready for this? As long as you don't know you're a resource, I get to use your resources for what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the enemy's doing.
Yep.
That's what this whole system, our gifts, and it is not as simple as you need to be singing at church. No, that's not what we're talking about. You need to be doing it for the church. No, that's not what we're talking about. The church is only a conduit for the kingdom.
Yeah.
It is not about the church. It's about the kingdom. It's about seek ye first the church. No, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And upon this rock I'll build my church, right? But it's not, the church is not the kingdom. It's not the same thing. You get it? It's just a conduit.
Right.
I heard my dad say this the other day.
Right.
It's just a conduit to bring you towards the understanding of the kingdom.
Yep.
Oh, it should be. The enemy's been using that to try to deter a lot of people too.
Yep.
But here we go now. If I can get you to buy, to deceive you to buy into the system, then I can use the sourcefulness that God has put in you as my resource. So now he's using talents and gifts and ideas and creativity. See, a lot of the stuff that we see, even the stuff that we see that EJ is seemingly evil, but sometimes it's so amazing how it's put together because that's the source of God being used in the wrong way. And this is what Jesus comes to correct. You know when you see the lame man sitting at the pool? Majority of the people walking around in today's society are the lame man sitting by the pool.
Yeah.
They go to church waiting for a move.
Yep.
Or they're waiting for the next big contract to come through, and they're waiting for the next stirring of the water.
Mm-hmm.
When Jesus says, take up your bed and walk,
Yep.
I'm trying to show you how resourceful you really are. But nobody's here to tell you. So now, look, it's funny to man, with men is impossible. But now with God, all things are possible, right? Mm-hmm. Get behind me, Satan, tell Peter that, for thou savest thing to be a man and not of God, right? There's a whole another one about a man, right? He says, the one by the pool of Bethesda, he says, he said, but the water comes stirred. He said, I have no man to put me in the water.
Yeah.
You see the limitedness?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, come on.
So now we up here are limited to what man says that we are. And this is why the whole racial thing is like that too. The whole racial thing, because we're limited to who somebody relegates us to be. And we never see that we are the resource. You get it? We're just the source again in this flesh. In June 27, 1982, another source was born. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you say it for yourself. Say it for yourself. Say it for yourself.
On November 9th, 1989, another source was
born. You said, y'all got to say it right now when y'all listening. Say your birthday, say your date, and say another source was born. And that can be a confession that you can say. Everybody don't make these affirmations. Affirm that another source was born.
Source was born.
Not a source to be used for my own good or for what I want, but thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. I go back to the source to understand my source. You catch me? It is when we get here, sometimes we're taught the wrong things, and our source is used against us. We don't even know it. Our source becomes prostituted. They're hoeing out our source. They're hoeing out our gifts. Some of our gifts are being whored. Some of us are creative prostitutes.
Come on, man.
Some of us are lyrical hoes. We're lyrical prostitutes. We're mechanical prostitutes. We're architectural hoes. I'm trying to think about we're lawyer hoes. We're legal hoes. We're medical hoes. Like we you know what I'm saying? We're education hoes. Like
right.
our gift is being prostituted for the system. and we don't even understand. We're sexual holes.
Right.
We're holes in gender misunderstandings.
Yep.
We've been holed out, and the system is holding us out so that we never know who we really are. And we're missing out on the source that we are. You get it? When Jesus is here, that's why we focus on the red words. Because Jesus is here to tell us the source that we are. On that day, another source was born. And that source can only be, the source shows me how to resource. You get it, EJ? I hope, hold on, because I don't want to sound like them people that be, catching the spirit and be saying something. Like, that's not what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to simplify that the source, there's certain people that have connections in certain organizations.
Yeah.
So because they have connections in certain organizations to maybe the owner or the head coder or whoever, whatever, then they have access to other parts of the application that other people don't. Like some people got so many followers on Instagram, and then you get so many followers, now you get an Instagram rep.
Yeah.
Or Twitter rep or whatever, right?
Right.
And this person allows you to have access to certain mediums and tools that the average Instagram user doesn't have.
Right.
Or the average TikTok user, or the average Twitter or Facebook user doesn't have. You get access to these things, and because you're connected to inside the source, it allows you to be more resourceful with what you're doing because of the connection on the inside. You get it?
Right.
It's like whenever you got the connection on the inside, you got the key to the city. You get me? I remember getting in some, I don't say legal trouble, but I remember just having a problem. I got a ticket for some crazy stuff, right? I was a state trooper, and the dude was trying to whatever. And so because I was connected to a source in the legal department, way up in there, right? Because I was connected to somebody that was on the inside, I gave them a call, and they gave me the instructions on what to do. I still had to go to court, but when I got there, there was a representative there waiting for me, and got the guy that gave me the ticket to say, I'm just waiving the ticket because, he's a good guy, da-da-da-da-da. Now, he wasn't saying that when he wrote the ticket.
Right.
But because I had the source,
Right.
the source gave me access to resources that I didn't have. You got it? Which means, but I didn't, it was because I was connected to the source. It wasn't just because I was another random person that knew the person. I was connected to the source. I had access to things that are normally not accessed. So if on June 27, 1982, another source was born, then my parents' job, which is what they did, our parents' job, and what I'm going to do with my child come, is to bring them back to the source. I bring them back to the source, and I say, no, listen, if you can connect to the source, then it'll show you the way to be resourceful. It'll show you the way to use your source to the best of your ability. You get what I'm saying? And so just connecting back to the source, I think, once again, you got to know you're the resource.
Right.
It's popping, but it's RedIn30, bro. Like, I just... the resource, bro. Just the resource. RedIn30, guy. Listen, we not that smart. But I swear that I'm connected to the source, man. Like, I swear that I'm denying what I think is smart, man, just so I can be, whatever God thinks is the thing that's supposed to happen.
Deny that intellect.
Deny that intellect, right? What's it told you on the inside? This is RedIn30, guys. Check out RedIn30.com. Check out the 30-day reading of the Gospels. Follow us on Instagram, RedIn30, Twitter, TikTok, all that RedIn30. And we will see you next time.